So I finally made my first loaf of sourdough. My sourdough addicted, my wife Kira helped me with all the measurements and the mixing process.
We started by adding 530 grams of flour and 10 grams of salt together. Then in a separate bowl, we mixed 325 grams of water and 100 grams of starter.
Next, we mixed together the flour and the salt, and then we added the bowl of water and started together.
We mixed it for 10 minutes, let it rest for 30, and then mixed it again for 2 minutes. After that, we threw it in a bowl and covered it and let it rest overnight.
Then it was the fun part. My favorite loaf that my wife makes is the jalapeno and cheddar loaf, so that's the one I decided to make for my first one. I chopped it all up, I moved it to the side, and then I got the dough back out to prep it to put the add-ins. This part was pretty easy for me as I'm used to making pizzas. After I had it all stretched out, it was ready to add the add-ins. I put in all the cheddar, all the jalapenos, until I was satisfied with the amount. Maybe I added a little too much cheese, but you'll see that later.
At this point in the process, we started to realize that leaving the sourdough on the counter overnight in the Florida heat was definitely a mistake.
So after we rolled in all the add-ins, this was probably the most difficult part of the process. It definitely has a learning curve, but the shaping was definitely the most difficult part.
After we finished shaping it, we placed it in the basket and let it rest for 40 minutes.
After letting it rest, I then did my best attempt at scoring.
We preheated the Dutch oven to 450 degrees and placed the loaf inside. We then placed the lid on and placed it in the oven for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, we take the lid off so that it gets nice and crispy.
Alright babe, so how did I do?
Well, when I first saw it, I already kind of knew it was a little off because of the color, and it's definitely a little wonky shape, but I think it's because we overproofed it, so it didn't really rise much in the oven.
Well, I'm still happy with my loaf. Now it's time to cut it. This is the breadly, given to us by Earthly Bliss Co. It's honestly made cutting into all of our loaves super easy. And with a sourdough addicted wife like I have, we go through a lot of sourdough. Overall, I had a really good experience, and a huge shout out to Earthly Bliss Co. for sending over the breadly. And also thanks to my wife for being patient with me throughout the entire process. I think I made a pretty good sourdough. Thanks for watching, bye!